Hello again, this is tzekel-kan with another commentary for Disney vs. Non-Disney Villains Part 2, Round 2. First up, Madame Medusa versus Major Blood and the Baroness, both from the G.I. Joe Renegade series. Not much to say about this fight, other than it was interesting. Baroness goes to join Major Blood to take out Medusa, who they find as a big threat to their plans, I guess. Nice editing and all. Although I do find it kind of amusing about the whole cartoon animation differences, because, you know, the Rescuers came out long before the G.I. Joe Renegade series, so yeah, you can tell the cartoons are very different. Still well thought out fight, and I'm guessing this is the last we'll see of Medusa in this series. Nice use of the crocodiles. Alright, Mozenrath from the Disney's Aladdin TV series versus Stormella from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the movie. Anyway, as you just saw, Yzma recruits Mozenrath and tests his strength, and the Snow Queen sends Stormella to deal with the newcomer. I'm not familiar with Stormella. I've never seen that version of Rudolph. As for Mozenrath, I remember him. I watched the Aladdin TV series when I was a kid. He's like a fan favorite of all the Aladdin villains. In fact, many people refer to Mozenrath as Jafar Jr., which makes sense. Alright, now we have Demona from Gargoyles versus Skeletor from the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So yeah, Xanatos introduces Dr. Draken to Demona and sends her out on some kind of plan to check out an area called Snake Mountain, where, unknown to her, is where Skeletor is hiding out. Like I mentioned before, I never watched He-Man, so I don't know much about Skeletor or any of the other He-Man villains. And I also never saw him Gargoyles, but it does seem like a pretty interesting show. And Demona seems like a pretty interesting villain. And she just flies off in retreat. And now we have Shigo from Kim Possible versus Azula from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Draken introduces Xanatos to his ally, Shigo, and sends her on a mission of her own to take out Princess Azula, or Azula, how do I pronounce her name. Anyway, we got a sort of a cat fight going on here, I guess you could say. When I first heard you guys were going to use television villains for this series, this was one of the fights I imagined y'all would do, because both these villains are kind of similar in some ways. I mean, they both kind of do martial arts, and they both have similar powers. Although I didn't expect Shigo to win. Fancy that. Now we have Marina Del Rey versus Joe the Fish from the Danish movie Help, I'm a Fish. Nice that you're using Joe, even though I'd never seen the movie Help, I'm a Fish. Anyway, Ursula sees about Joe's plan to make fish smarter and all that, and worries that this will corrupt her plans for ocean dominance, and sends Marina Del Rey to deal with the fish. And does her greatest, and uses one of her greatest weapons, insults and mockery. And Joe drinks more of the potion to become more human, which is a bad move, considering that humans can't breathe underwater. So yeah. Marina wins this fight. Now we have Cruella versus the Baroness. After dealing with Medusa, the Baroness goes out to take out her ally, Cruella. Not else to say about this fight either, other than it was really good. Surprised how much car footage of Cruella you guys have left. And then we have Jasper Horse driving down the hill, which then makes a collision. So yeah, Cruella's now out, I get. In the final fight, Amos Slade from Disney's The Fox and the Hound versus tzekel-kan. After the death of Frollo, some of the prisoners were let out, and one of them being tzekel-kan. And Shan Yu goes out and finds Amos Slade and asks him to take out Khan. It's about time you guys used Amos Slade, because even though he's technically not a villain, he's just, let's say, a grumpy old farmer, I guess is one way to put it. But he is the main antagonist from The Fox and the Hound, which was another one of my favorite Disney classics. And I find this highly amusing that the Golden City of El Dorado is supposed to be a lost city, and it's been found by an old farmer in his little farm truck, and it's just a drive away. And it's covered by a barbed wire fence. I mean, how ironic and how amusing is that? But it's nice to see tzekel-kan is back, because we only saw him in 2 rounds in the first war. I think he had quite a bit more potential than that. So I wonder how long he'll be sticking around in this war. Although part of this fight kind of confused me a little, like that one bit where Slade just shot Khan in the eye and he somehow survives. But I guess what's happening right here, Khan just scares Slade with his magic, with the snakes and the rats and the spiders. I guess that's what's happening. Still a nice fight, though. And I'm guessing this may be the end of Slade, I don't know. And then Eris comes along and recruits tzekel-kan for an alliance, which I figured you had these two form an alliance. They're both DreamWorks animation villains.
In regards to the test, we'll now focus on sight and
Cobra Commander meets up with Baroness and Destro now that they've rid of Cruella and Medusa, and focus on a much larger target of the villain.
What? Dr. Stockman.
Make it quick. I'm very busy.
I am contacting you to verify
Baxter Stockman from the 2003 series of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is contacted by, most people should know, Iruku Saki. John Silver hands over the lamp to Maleficent and unleashes Jafar, who is still bound to the lamp, unfortunately, but all to Maleficent's amusement, which she can be able to use this for her own advantage. Now Mozenrath is part of Shan Yu's faction, since he proved himself worthy.
You will address me.
And Edgar now works for Cobra. Seriously, we get the idea. You're commander. Just shut up already. Seriously, I mean, his name is Cobra Commander. He doesn't need to keep saying that I command you, I command you. It gets annoying. And the Snow Queen goes through a transformation into the 1990s British version of the Snow Queen. Which she looks better that way than the old Russian version. And this is all viewed by Hades and Dr. Facilier, who are ruler of Mount Olympus.
Computer, report on our project.
Progress on this project unchanged.
Show me the Armageddon key.
And Mach asks for the Armageddon key. Wonder what that can be. So yeah, this is my commentary on round 2. Sorry if it's not as interesting as the other commentaries. I'm doing the best I can. So yeah, this is Siki Primal 7, and have